Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jade and today I am doing my September TBR. I did not do one for August and I wasn't going to do one for this month, but I finally, for one, gotten out of my reading slump that I was in and I have a lot more time, which sounds weird because I just started college, so I don't know how much time I'll actually have if I'm going to be honest, so we'll have to see. So hopefully I'll read a couple. Oh my god, I'm gonna get attacked by bugs, but this is a pretty aesthetic. And then just like in summer, I want to spend all my time with my friends before they left for college. So now I'll have a lot more free time, hopefully. Maybe. We'll see. But I'm gonna try and get some reading done. The first book I want to read this month is The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch. Today was my first day at college and I went to the library, of course, immediately, and I found this book, which I thought was awesome because for some reason this book is hard to find and I can't quite figure out why, but this book is raved about by a couple booktubers who I really like and trust their opinion of, and I don't really exactly, I know what it's about and I've learned about it in the past, but now I don't really remember. Okay, so this book is about someone who is a thief, and he has all these fabled things about him, but none of them are actually true. So it's like Robin Hood, except he doesn't give the money to the poor, he keeps them. People think he gives money to the poor, but he keeps it for himself and his group of thieves called the Gentlemen Bastards. So it just sounds really interesting. And I don't know, I've been really excited to read this book, so I'm totally hoping to get to do that. My dog just went outside. She will come attack us now. Alright, the next book I want to get to this book is Furyborn by Claire Legrand. I've been wanting to get to this book for some time now, just because I've heard some really interesting things about what it's about. So hopefully I'll be able to do that. It's a pretty big book, but it also has I don't know. I think we can do it. For some reason I picked a lot of really big books this month, which doesn't make sense if I'm trying to read more, but whatever. The next book I have is just something I also got at the library today, which is Introducing Plato. So it's just about the Greek philosopher Plato and his ideas. I'm not taking a class what's that class called? Philosophy. I'm not taking philosophy, but I thought it'd be cool to learn about it because I definitely know that at some point I will. So this is just about Plato's life and how he lived and then his ideas and things like that. So that's kind of cool. The next book I want to read this month is A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkins. I also don't really know what this is about, but it's about witches and I love reading about witches. So that's good. It's something about an ancient manuscript gets unearthed and things like that, people probably come after her for it. I don't know, but I've seen it all around a lot and I've heard good things about it, so. The next book I have is The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X.R. Pan, which is a book I've been wanting to read for so long. It is about a girl whose mother dies and then she decides to go to, I believe, Vietnam. Nope, it's Taiwan. She decides to go to Taiwan to meet her grandparents, who I don't think she's ever met before, and she keeps thinking that she sees her mother's spirit in the form of a crane. So that sounds just really good. I think that's what I'll pick up tonight actually, because I just finished a book this month. I guess I could do kind of a wrap up for last month. I have the books inside, but I don't want to go get them, but I did read 2 books, 2.5. I'm also reading a book by Stephen King, which is actually really good, but I don't remember what it's called. I finished God's Behaving Badly, which is really not what I expected in any way, because I didn't know what it was about besides the Greek gods, so it's I'll read it. It's the Greek gods in the modern world and what they'd be like now, but of course they have weakening powers because the whole concept of left people believe in them, they're weaker, which is really cool and I like that concept, and that's kind of the main plot of the book. But Aphrodite is a call girl, so she does phone calls for people. Apollo is an actor. And they all just have weird different jobs, but he's a bad actor. Forgot to mention that he's not famous. So they're all just living in this house together and things like that. But then there is this whole story plot line involved of Aphrodite gets mad at Apollo, so she has her son shoot him with an arrow of love and then shoot the girl with an arrow of like not love. So then he falls in love with this mortal girl who's actually already in love with this guy, and so like that gets complicated, and like there's this whole hero quest line, which is just, it was good. I really liked it. I listened to it on audiobook. And then the other book I read, which was so amazing, but I can't think of the title of, which is really depressing because I love that book. Oh, Jade, why? It's by Naomi Novik. And the second book that just came out is Spinning Silver. But I cannot for the life of me think of what it's called. I'm a disappointment. Well, you'll see it right here. 5 out of 5 stars. One of my favorite fantasy books I've ever read. It starts off with this girl who, so there is this wizard that protects them from this really, really dark forest. And from the description, you don't know how evil this forest is, but I've never read a book with a forest like this. It's not like there's just creatures in it. The forest is alive, trying to murder people, plotting ways to expand land, and creating all these monsters, and it corrupts people and turns them into things. And it, like, literally plots attacks so it can gain more land of these people. It's crazy. Oh my god. It's so freaking cool. But every 10 years he takes a girl from the villages surrounding him, and for 10 years the girl stays with him and helps him with things, and everyone of course is afraid because they get taken away. So the main character is in the year of the drawing, but everyone thinks that her best friend will be chosen because she's beautiful and smart and strong and brave, and she's everything that like the wizard would take, but he ends up taking her. And this book has really amazing amounts of magic and things that, like, there's this one thing that happens in the book that I don't, sorry, like my battery was low, but I don't know if they ever strictly say that it actually is this, but I have a theory. I don't know. If you've read, I don't want to spoil it, but it's weird. I might do a review of it to talk about it. But it's so amazing, and then just like how the main character grows and as time passes, and the plot involving like all these different moving parts, and it's so amazing. I completely recommend it, and I can't wait to read the second one. I'm not even sure if the second one's in the same world or anything like that, or if it's the same story. I'm going to have to look that up, because I feel like I heard that it was a standalone, but it also might not be. I hope it's a series because it's super good. But that is what I am planning on reading this month and what I read last month. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like down below. Tell me what books you're wanting to read this month, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!